There are many objects from paranormal sources which researchers believe to be called possessed. Objects to which ghosts and negative spirits become attached. These objects are given by their owners to the museums to keep them safe and protected from evil spirits. It has its own mysterious tales to tell. Take a tour with us of some of the most infamous haunted objects. Watch it till the end if you dare. 1. The Mummy's Curse at British Museum. Not actually a mummy, but the mummy board or coffin lid of an unknown high-status woman from 900 BC. The British Museum's unlucky mummy has earned quite the reputation for causing destruction through its ancient curse. The mysterious mummy was found at Thebes in the late 1800s, and tales of its curse start soon after that. It's said that of the 4 young Englishmen who bought it, 2 died in shooting incidents and 2 died in poverty. A string of illnesses, accidents and deaths following this are said to be attributed to the mummy. 2. The Hope Diamond in India. One of the most famous diamonds in the world, the Hope Diamond originated in the Kolar mine in Andhra Pradesh, India. According to legend, the stone is cursed and brings misfortune to anyone who owns it. The curse is said to have come about when the original diamond was stolen from the eye of a statue. There is a pattern of misfortune for all who possess the diamond. Over the years, owners of the Hope Diamond have befallen fates including death by murder, execution and suicide, bankruptcy and imprisonment. Thankfully, the curse seems to have lifted when the diamond was donated to the Smithsonian in 1958. 3. Busby's Stoop Chair at Thirsk Museum. Yorkshire drunk, criminal, and coin counterfeiter Thomas Busby murdered his father-in-law and fellow counterfeiter Daniel Audie in 1702. Busby was arrested at the local inn and sentenced to death by hanging. According to legend, he laid a curse on his favorite chair at the inn, saying death would come soon to anyone who dared sit in his seat. After his execution, his remains were hung in a gibbet from a stoop post at Sandhutton Crossroads, now the location of the Busby Stoop Inn. 4. The Terracotta Army in China. The Terracotta Army was discovered by local farmers in Xi'an, China, in 1974. The army is an extravagant piece of funeral art that was buried with Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, in around 210 BCE. Altogether, the army contains 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots with 520 horses, and 150 cavalry horses. The village that the farmers were from believed that disturbing the army would bring misfortune. Unluckily for them, their belief in a curse was well-founded, as their 2,000-year-old village was soon pulled down to make way for an enormous museum. 5. The Great Bed of Ware. Great Bed of Ware does not want you sleeping on it. The lavish oak bed is richly decorated with carved figures and marquetry scenes, and is so large it is rumored to comfortably sleep for couples. There is a tale that suggests the bed was made in the 15th century for King Edward IV by carpenter Jonas Fosbrook, but through the years found itself being passed between the inns of Ware, where commoners were able to sleep in it and cover it in graffiti. The disrespect and defacing of this regal item angered the ghost of Fosbrook, who now attacks any commoner who sleeps in the bed that he made for noble blood only. 6. The Shadow Doll. According to Real The Conjuring Ed and Lorraine Warren, the doll is capable of visiting you in your dreams to haunt you and even stop your heart. Unlike other dolls whose appearance is innocent and beautiful, the shadow doll has a gloomy and unpleasant look, as the purpose of its existence, since it was created during a ritual for diabolical purposes. If this doll appears in your dreams, it is more likely to be a nightmare. 7. Haunted Piano. The Warren Occult Museum houses a haunted piano that Ed Warren would hear playing on its own, but immediately stopped playing whenever he would go to the room to see what was happening. The Warrens allegedly got the piano from a priest after his death. The piano makes a brief appearance in the Conjuring universe in Annabelle Comes Home when the babysitter goes into the room at Warren's house and plays a few keys. 8. The Samurai Suit. The cursed samurai suit has appeared in several movies in the Conjuring universe, but was prominently displayed in Annabelle Comes Home when the teens are checking out the Warrens' room of haunted artifacts. In the movie, the 2 young girls are mesmerized by the armor, and as they continue to stare at it, they begin to hear distant screams of the victims of the samurai who wore the armor. 9. Vampire Coffins. The Warren Occult Museum claims to have vampire coffins, but there isn't much information about them beyond that. The vampire coffins also haven't been displayed specifically in the Conjuring universe yet. Although there are no clear details behind the discovery or specific story to the vampire coffins, there's still creepy artifacts available for viewing in the museum. 10. The Real Annabelle. One of the most famous haunted dolls of all time, Annabelle is imprisoned in a holy box at the Warrens Museum, keeping the evil doll from wreaking havoc. While the real doll, a Raggedy Ann doll, doesn't look as terrifying as the doll from the movie, it still has an unnerving presence about it. Admittedly, the doll did not do everything it was shown to do in the movies. But the fact that the Warrens thought it prudent to keep the doll locked away in a holy box shows just how much they feared whatever's lying inside it. Let us know in the comments down below which object haunts you the most.